I think we can get started shortly. I just wanted to sort of deliver a quick update in case you've joined us and aren't fully in the know, but we are here marching to Bob Berle's office this afternoon because despite our very well-written letters and our very well-attended rally on December 21st, we've not heard directly from either current ownership or the buying team. They've said to the press that when they do buy the building, they will reach out individually to all of the tenants, which is basically a polite way of saying, I do not acknowledge the union, fend for yourselves, and we don't accept that. So we are going to march to Bob Berle's office to deliver our demands in person, demand a written commitment to sit down with the union, and we're also going to spend some time outside and tell our stories about what it means to us to have spaces in these mills, what it means to us to have friends with spaces in these mills, what it means to live in Providence where rents are skyrocketing. Yes. So it's not just workspaces. These are the places we make our lives. These are the places we depend on to build these communities, and we need to save them. So grab a sign and we'll head over there.
Tenant rights are human rights. Tenant rights are human rights.
Tenant rights are human rights.
Tenant rights are human rights. Tenant rights are workers' rights. Tenant rights are workers' rights.
Tenant rights are workers' rights.
Tenant rights are workers' rights.
Tenant rights are workers' rights.
Tenant rights are workers' rights.
Tenant rights are workers' rights.
Tenant rights are workers' rights.
Tenant rights are workers' rights.
Tenant rights are workers' rights.
Tenant rights are workers' rights.
You know, should we go on the street to the cars and see that? I mean, like the sidewalk over here.
Someone over around.
Are you ready to fight? Damn right. Are you ready to fight?
Damn right.
Are you ready to fight?
Damn right.
Are you ready to fight?
Damn right.
Are you ready to fight?
Damn right.
Are you ready to fight?
Damn right.
Tenant rights are workers' rights.
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 Show me what democracy looks like. This is what democracy looks like. Show me what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like.
Show me what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like.
Show me what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like.
Show me what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like.
Show me what community looks like.
This is what community looks like.
Show me what community looks like.
This is what community looks like.
Show me what community looks like.
This is what community looks like.
Watch my back, I'm under attack. You got my back, I got your back. You got my back?
I got your back.
Watch my back, I'm under attack. You got my back?
We got your back.
You got my back?
We've got your back.
Watch me, watch my back, I'm under attack. You got my back?
We've got your back.
You got my back?
We've got your back.
Watch my back, I'm under attack. You got my back?
We've got your back.
You got my back?
We've got your back.
One, we are the people. Two, a little bit louder. Three, we want justice for our people. One,
We are the people.
two, a little bit louder. Three, we want justice for our people. One, we are the people. Two, a little bit louder. Three, we want justice for our people. One,
We are the people.
two,
A little bit louder.
three.
We want justice
For our people, one. We are the people, two. A little bit louder, three. We want justice for our people, one.
We are the people.
Two,
We want a bit louder.
three,
We want justice for our people.
one,
We are the people.
two,
A little bit louder.
three.
We want justice for our people.
Who got the power? We got the power. What kind of power? Tenant power. Who got the power?
We got the power.
What kind of power?
Tenant power.
Who got the power?
We got the
What kind of power?
Tenant power.
Who got the power?
We got the power.
What kind of power?
Tenant power.
What do we want? Justice. When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Justice.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Justice.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Justice.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want? People power. When do we want it? Now. What do we want? People power. When do we want it? Now. What do we want?
People power.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
People power.
Where do we want it?
Now.
Tenant rights are workers' rights.
Tenants' rights are workers' rights.
Tenant 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 rights are workers' rights.
What do we want? Collective bargaining. When do we want it? Now. What do we want?
Collective bargaining.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Collective bargaining.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Collective bargaining.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Collective bargaining.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Collective bargaining.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Collective bargaining.
When do we want it? Give it up for yourself! Woo!
All right, my friends, here we are. This is the office of Bob Berle, the local half of the purchasing committee, the other half of which is located in Manhattan. They don't even know what Onlyville feels like. They don't know what it feels like to be a tenant at Atlantic Mills, or to watch all of your friends whose workspaces were affordable in Providence have to be displaced by rising rents. We are currently experiencing in Providence the highest rental rate increase in the country. In the entire country. So if you're here and you've had a harder time paying your rent in the last 4 years than you were when you were making less money, it's not just you. The rent's too high. The rent is too damn high, and it's that high because that's what the market can bear. But we can't bear it anymore. We have to stand together and demand that we are recognized, our right to live in the city is recognized, our right to work in the city and make the communities that we want to live in has to be recognized. Unfortunately, people who make the markets are the people with the capital. People who work in the markets are workers and tenants, and we make the markets run, so we are here to demand that rent and our livelihoods are something we can bear, not just the market. We are going to send a delegation inside to deliver our demands. We have a couple of letters printed out for them, but we would love to hear more stories from folks who have space in the mill, who've seen Providence changing in the last few years. Janine, do you feel up to speaking about your experience in the mill?
My phone is ringing, so give me a minute.
Okay.
Oh, thank you.
Where did Cindy go?
Right here.
Here, do you want to get up on that?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, it's not fair that we work hard as a nonprofit to fundraise, to help support our programming, and to help the community, to uplift them, to empower them, so that they can survive instead of working 2 to 3 jobs. It's not fair that they can't participate in community meetings or any type of important meetings that their voices matter just because they're trying to keep a roof over their heads and food on the table. It's also not fair that we've been locked out informally, and we're trying to ask for clarity of the reasons why. The last event we had in our office, our second unit before we were locked out, was a fundraiser event for House of Kodak that are also experiencing the effects of the homeless, of the things that are wrong in our community. And it's not fair that after a nice weekend that we spent with others and other nonprofits, that we come to being locked out to our second office here in the community. It's ridiculous, and we want change. We want them to listen. We want them to respect and to take us seriously, that this is not right. This is wrong. We are paying. We are working hard. It's not right.
I need a moment to gather myself. Well, actually, if you want to hold this.
You want a megaphone?
Oh, sure.
Thank you, everyone, so much for being here. It's a big ask for us to be here at this time at 2 o'clock on a weekday. So thanks for making this a priority. This is such an important priority to me. I was in a car accident this morning, and I think my car got totaled. And luckily enough, I am, okay, I guess. But this is so important to me that I'm here despite that. Because our community, as I've said before, we have nothing more important than each other. And so we are here to support each other, to fight for each other, to raise our voices, and to say that we love the Atlantic Mills. We want to be able to stay there. We want the community to remain consistent, and we want to protect the most vulnerable among us, particularly immigrants in this moment. And so I feel heartened to be together again, to raise our voices and show that we're on the same page and we're fighting for what we care the most about and what we believe in. Thank you for being here.
Yeah, it's just really important to note that, one of the things that have been doing this for me is all the people at the mill that have been there for 15, 16, 17 years and have really welcomed me into it. And it's really disappointing to know that this week one of my friends received an eviction notice. It's really unclear how they're targeting people. The letter didn't even give a reason. People that have been at this place for so long deserve more respect. And also, this person has a long-term lease. So just knowing that this buyer is just not acting in good faith, just completely disregarding people's legal contracts is just not acceptable. When we had our last rally, they came out right away and responded to the press, but then they can't respond to us. They're always claiming that they're acting in good faith and following legal obligations, and yet they're just willing to brush people aside.
There's somebody through the window who was just looking at us, but now they're going back up the stairs.
Fantastic. Well, we're starting to lose the sun a little bit. We don't want to get stuck in the rain. So we're going to send a delegation into the building to deliver those demands. But while we do that, we need to make sure that they're feeling the heat from out here. So if we can keep up the chants and the positivity, they can't say no. We're so nice and clear. And before we head in, just want to remind everyone the demands that we're fighting for here. We demand that Robert Berle and Eric Edelman and associated parties agree to sit down in writing, agree to sit down and negotiate with the union. Oh, thank you. Ooh, sorry, thanks, Ray. We demand a 99-year lease that includes immediate rent stabilization, in addition to the continuation of an eviction moratorium, the honoring of an eviction moratorium to continue until a collectively bargained agreement can be reached. And we demand that we stay in our space, the space that we've made, the space that is ours and that we've made look like such a fantastic investment with our presence there.
Yes.
We are not going anywhere, so we're just going to deliver this little letter. You can give these to me. Send them.
Respond to your